During the 498th day of the war in Ukraine, the fighting was mainly concentrated in these areas. Clashes continue between Russian and Ukrainian forces at the Dachi bridgehead, south of the Antonivsky Bridge. The Ukrainian army has reportedly increased the number of troops here during the last few days. Today, in several videos published on Twitter, Russian forces are seen trying to push inside the Ukrainian positions. It seems that the Russian forces encountered fierce resistance while they were about 3 kilometers from the Ukrainian positions in Dachi. Ukrainian forces, using artillery, mortars, and especially FPV kamikaze drones and mines, managed to neutralize tanks and armored vehicles of the Russian forces, stopping their advance towards Dachi. Russian sources admit the fact that it is very difficult to clear this area from Ukrainian troops. As we have mentioned in the previous videos, the Ukrainian command has deployed several air defense systems close to Dachi, including 2 S-300 systems, which makes it impossible for the Russians to use their air force. Also, the heavy mining that the Ukrainian army has done in the area, together with the high presence of the Ukrainian artillery on the other side of the river, makes it extremely difficult for the Russian forces to make any progress towards Dachi. In Bakhmut front, clashes continue in the direction of Klishchiivka. The news reported yesterday about the Ukrainian forces taking control of the dominant heights above the town received further confirmations today from most of the sources and also by geolocated videos. It appears that the Russian forces have not immediately withdrawn from the town itself, so fighting is expected to take place inside Klishchiivka in the coming days. As always, the Ukrainian army is preparing the ground to hit the Russian positions with artillery fire, this time also taking advantage of the very favorable terrain in the western and northern heights above Klishchiivka, which dominate the entire terrain east of the town. In Vremivka front today, some reliable Ukrainian sources confirmed the news that was reported yesterday about the Ukrainian troops capturing the village of Priutne after a successful attack from the direction of Levatne. Russian sources continue to report on an increased presence of the mechanized units of the Ukrainian army in Staromayorsk and Urozhaine. At the moment, Russian and Ukrainian forces are clashing over the control of these two towns, which are very important for the fate of the Ukrainian offensive on this front. The Russian Air Force is reported to have increased its activity in this area. Meanwhile, as the Russians report, the Ukrainians have sent a considerable number of tanks to this part of the front line and will soon attempt a major offensive towards Staromayorsk. In the Zaporizhzhia front, there were small clashes near the forest belts area north of Robotine, as well as in the forest area between Zherebyanki and Pyatekatki. It is reported that at the moment the Ukrainian forces are mostly testing the terrain rather than organizing serious attacks, because as reported by Russian sources, the attacks were of a reconnaissance nature without any use of tanks or heavy equipment. In the direction of Pyatekatki, Russian sources reported over an increased presence of the Ukrainian troops in the areas northwest of Zherebyanki. According to them, Ukrainian forces are expected to attack the Russian positions in Zherebyanki in the coming hours. That's all for today's video. Please don't forget to help the channel grow by liking the video and subscribing, and also for those who want to support the channel, you can visit my Patreon page. Thank you.